Hey everybody, so welcome to Sanibel Historic Village. And so this is like a nice preservation effort the city of Sanibel did, or the town of Sanibel did to try to preserve their history and to make sure that, their storied history is known to the world. Because now it's such a tourist destination, some of that old history has sort of been lost. So this is a nice area to remember, the early residents of Sanibel. So I'm going to show you a couple places as we go along, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going over that way because I saw a snake as I was like it crossed my path, and anybody that knows me well knows that I don't do snakes. It is like my greatest fear is to see a snake, and this one just like slithered right across my path. So yeah, I'm not going that way. So anyway, so I'm going to show y'all some of my favorite places here in the village. Luckily, it's on this side, out of Snakeville. But since I'm a former school teacher, we have to start at the schoolhouse. And so come with me, and I'll show you a little bit about the old schoolhouse here. So this is the old schoolhouse. This is actually a schoolhouse made for white children because they were segregated here in Sanibel. And so there was a separate school for the black children of Sanibel. There was a decent sized African-American population here in Sanibel. But of course segregation, did exist. Now, the Sanibel school, the current one, is actually one of the top rated schools, or the top rated school in the state of Florida. So this is the schoolhouse here. And what I love about it is the old school desk, which has the graffiti of some of the old students. I know none of you ever wrote on your desk at school, but I certainly did. Out of boredom more than anything else. But this is the old schoolhouse here. They did things quite a bit differently back then. It's like, where's the smart board? where's all the modern conveniences? But, they made do with what they had. I kind of miss the old blackboards, honestly. I remember when I was like a sixth grader, like the ultimate privilege was to be able to go and bang out the chalk, the erasers on Friday afternoons. I'll never forget that. It was such a privilege to be able to go outside for 10 minutes and, slap those erasers together, and you're like, yes. But, the simple pleasures of life. So anyway, I do want to show you this right here because this is like a total flashback to my youth. I don't really recognize this kind of stuff because I'm too darn young for it, but this is like one thing that I wanted to show you. This is these old educational cards. This is before internet and before I was ready for a encyclopedia, but I remember they advertised these, when I was a kid, these little learning kits, and you could learn about anything you wanted to. And I think here's one for the Civil War. But it was just these little educational cards. And I remember I begged my parents to buy me some. I wanted the zoo one and I wanted the history one. So they actually were like, hell, you want something educational? Fine, let's do it. So it's better than Legos, I guess. Although Legos are still cool. Actually, speaking of Legos, I know I'm totally getting off topic, but that's me. There's like the Hogwarts Lego set. So if anybody out there wants to gift me the Hogwarts Lego set, I will be eternally grateful to you. So, okay, let's go to another place. So we'll say goodbye to the schoolhouse. Keep an eye out for snakes. Okay, so I did want to show you the sea grape trees and bushes and all that. One interesting thing about these is the leaves themselves right here. They actually used to use these as like postcards here in Sanibel. So you could actually affix a stamp to it and send it out as a memento. And they also used to make playing cards from it as well. So you could actually, do something to it and make your own playing cards out of them. And the sea grapes, they, whenever the sea grapes are in season, they create kind of a mess here. And also when they ferment, the raccoons come around and you get a bunch of drunk raccoons everywhere. So now this is one of my favorite buildings right here. This is Miss Charlotta's tea room. And so she was a local businesswoman. So she started this tea room specifically for the ladies here in around 1926. And so the ladies would gather in here to, take in their tea. The children would not be allowed in because Miss Charlotta was not exactly a fan of children. And so she demanded that children stay outside, and the men would, also stay outside too. They'd play their own games. They'd play horseshoes or whatever. But the women had their own little sanctuary right here. And they were able to, sit here, converse, gossip with each other. And they could also savor in these delicacies. It's all fake food now, but it still makes me hungry. But this was her little area of operation, area of expertise. And this was the gathering place for the ladies of Sanibel back in the 1920s. I love the decorations that they put in here because they really do a good job of, preserving the history here. You get a kind of a real feeling of the establishment. So I think this is Miss Charlotta right here. I'm not completely sure. I think that could be her right there. So anyway, that's about all I can really show you at this point. But if y'all make your way to Sanibel at some point, there's lots to do on Sanibel. There's the Bailey Shell Museum. Of course, there's the beach, naturally. But this is one of those places I think that sometimes gets overlooked. And I think it's a lovely little establishment. They do have some guided tours that people can take. You can also, just do a self-guided tour as well, in which you can go through all the buildings. But I definitely encourage y'all to come in and make a visit here. I wish I could show you more, but I ain't gonna risk seeing another snake again, because I'm a big old wimp and I ain't embarrassed by it. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you at another destination. So y'all take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Bye.